achieve success with Global.Media.com. Every step forward is a new beat to your drum. Achieve success with Global.Media.com. Then celebrate it with or without champagne.
Hello, now live. Book to Business is live. I love that. Thank you for joining us. That is what Annie always does. Just send my invites late in the day, but the fact you're here gives me joy, my friends. Gives me joy. Let's talk books. Stop doing that. Okay, that's my other screen. Nikki, you made it in the end, Nikki. Oh, Nikki says I have an appointment at this time, and that was in the comments. Nikki, I sympathize. Look, there is a replay always, so all you have to do is basically click on. No, I sent you a connection request, Nikki. So accept the connection request, please, and I'll send you the link for the event. I might just go on the event page and send you the link anyway. That way you can just watch the replay. But in truth, I'll be honest with you, I want you to watch the replay on my YouTube. Look, if you're here, my friends, I see many of you are here. Please drop us a comment so we know. Lisa, superstar. Why are you not showing up on my StreamYard? Who knows? Anyway, Lisa, I'm so glad you're here. And you know I mean that too. So happy Friday to you. Happy Friday to everyone, says Lisa. But the rest of you are here, so drop us a comment. Otherwise, we don't know you're here and I can't welcome you properly. So, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for gracing me with your time. Joni! So I'm always looking for Joni. No, I don't know. I'm always looking for Joni. I mean that sincerely. I think, oh, Joni now needs to talk. And I message Joni. No answer, Joni. No answer. Sends me crazy. It's nice. It doesn't send me crazy. It sends me a bit confused. But Joni's a busy lady, I suppose. That's why I take it. Joni, I'm going to send you my YouTube. Oh, now you remind me as well, Joni. Thank you. So I've worked out also, I can game the system, my friends. I can watch my own YouTube channel from my other YouTube. Look, I've got two YouTube. I've got two mobiles, right, and one YouTube channel. So I suddenly worked out that I can watch the events on one of my phones, quite legitimately, right? And it's a great thing. I mean, it says live. So what's that mean? Does that mean that we're live? Hopefully, let me see whether they can see me, whether I can see me. Yay. I'll send you the link in a second, Joni. Yeah, I can see me. How good is that? That is so good. Right. Joni says, where's the link? So YouTube link for this video, I'm going to send to you directly. But please, as always, my friends, like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you have to do, right? Be a good YouTube friend. Like, subscribe, and engage, basically. Right. Where's Tony? Let me go on LinkedIn. So I'm getting myself all confused. I'm in three different places all at once. Joni. I don't think Joni's subscribed to my channel yet, so hopefully you will today, Joni. Yeah, so I just sent you the link for today's live. My channel is pretty straightforward. My channel is simply go to youtube.com//global.media. So, but you might get confused as to spell Global.Media, but that's easily fixed, right? Now, welcome. I see more people have joined us. So Henry, you're here. Thank you for joining us. You're on StreamYard as well, which is a good thing. So, Superwoman Margaret, glad you're here. So Margaret's a superstar on Go Brunch. Don't know what Go Brunch is? Connect with her. I'm sure you soon find out. I'm so glad you're here, Margaret. Margaret's obviously one of my co-authors on that book you see behind me. Yeah, that one. Lessons we learned from COVID. It is a real book. You see that is our gift to the world. Our being 10 of us authors wrote our stories of how we survived the pandemic. Like I always said, there's something to learn from for everyone in the book, because the 10 authors from around the world, my friends, there's bound to be different. There's different points of views, different experiences. So do check out the book, especially if you want to survive the next pandemic. For my friends, I can guarantee you there will be another pandemic. There'll be another mass health crisis for the world to deal with. I can't, of course, I don't know when. No, I'm not predicting doom for the sake of it. I'm merely saying we need to learn what we can from what happened last time. That's the point, right? Uh, If you want to link to the book, my friends, let me know. I can happily share the link in the comments. I guess it's one of the great things about being an author. It's like you see that gold badge on it. Tells you it's an international best-selling book. We've got eight international best-selling categories for the book. And it gives me joy. It gives me joy, my friend. It gives me enormous joy. I guess it's more about the point of writing a book, right? When you write a book, I guess you give humanity a gift. It might be my legacy, it might be our legacy, but it might be our stories, it might be our lessons for the world. But essentially, it's a gift to the world that will carry on paying. There's a reason I say what I say that way, my friends. If you want to write a book, let's talk. If you've written a book and want help selling it, let's talk. If you, what else can you do with a book? Let me think for a second. If you want help to complete your book, then let's talk. So I got a team that will help you write your book, package your book. That means we have editors, cover designers, and so on. Finalize your book, and then I will help you to do the layout and publish your book. That's how I spend my days when I'm not doing events. I'm trying to find my YouTube channel. I found it eventually. Okay. Where is any show? I don't know. It's so complicated. Why can't it just be easy? It's not that easy, right? Give me a second. So I'm trying to work out how to get to my events and to also do a search for my channel, myself. Yeah, that's Global.Media. I'm not going to miss my chance to get another hour of views in. That's what I'm trying to do, really. So go to live and go to Kickstart. Oh no events found. What do you mean no events found? How ridiculous. I don't want to go to all. I just want to go to my video that's on now. Global.Media channel. Okay, book to business. Yeah, okay, there's writing for a cause help. Yeah, why make it so hard, YouTube? Seriously? It's so annoying. That's really annoying, but I'm not going to get annoyed. I'll get over it. Right, my friends, thank you so much for being here. I want to welcome to Dr. Vivian. Of course, I see you. Thank you for coming along. So Charlotte, welcome as well. Sylvester, thank you for joining us. I mentioned Margaret. I mentioned Henry. But Michael is here in the studio. And Michelle's here in the studio. But Michelle B is in the studio as well. Excellent. It cheers my day up. It cheers me up no end. All right. So our topic today is, I think it's a pretty straightforward one. I don't know if I'm choosing an easier topic. I'm not. But there's a conversation to be had. There's lessons to be learned. So Joni says she's a bit busy. She's cleaning her garage and volunteering all day. And she did quotes late at night. So just doesn't get the whole app, the whole WhatsApp. Why don't you get the whole WhatsApp, Joni? Refresh your WhatsApp, reinstall it, do something, Joni, do something. So Henry says, thanks for coaching so many LinkedIn content creators. Oh, yeah, the wordsmiths. I do my best, Henry. I do my best. And I guess, it's not just coaching people. I think it's sharing what we know, right? It's sharing what we know as people who do, people who have done, people who are planning to do. So everyone's thoughts does count. Dr. Leslie, welcome. I was just in your show just now. So because you are diligent, you're a good person, Dr. Leslie. You finish on time. I'm not that diligent. I'll get better, Dr. Leslie. I'll get better. I'll get better. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't heard about Dr. Leslie's The Possibilities of Irada, connect with her. Go to the comments page, connect with her, and learn about her book, her amazing book, The Possibilities of Irada. She tells us today that the book has now been turned into an audio book, the work of Aaron Gibson. So that's a joy. That's a joy. So and you know what? I read a book yesterday. Yes, I actually read a book in print. And it's a rare thing for any to read a book. I read this book yesterday. Yeah. So I figured the other day that I have loads of books. I got a bookshelf. When I was a student, I made the habit of reading my textbooks because that's what I like reading. But I've got a load of other books that I haven't actually looked at. This is, I guess, developing the skills you need for business success. I like it. Okay, the reason I'm reading the book is simply because I think I've learned that when you want to write a book, you need to actually do some research. Research, honestly. It's a thing we have to do, right? We need to know what's out there. We need to know what other people are saying. We need to know how our viewpoint sort of sits in our font of knowledge. This is another one I'm planning to read. So, I guess Going for Growth is called 7 ways to grow your business. It's written by it's a world-renowned accountant, Derek Williamson. It's a friend of mine. Old Derek. He's been doing accounting for 75 years, so he knows everything that's gone on. He understands where we're going. He wrote this book years ago. I bought it from him years ago, but I've never actually read it. I'm actually going to take time to read it. Why? Because I want to write a book. It's not what I want. I'm writing a book about pricing, how to price our services. That's one of my projects today. I wish I had more time to do so. I don't yet. I will make time. So my other project is my health anthology, health group book. I want to tell the stories of people who survived life-threatening illnesses. How do they survive? Is it food? Is it change of diet? Is it change of lifestyle? Is it exercising more? Is it taking medication? Is it believing in whatever, in the spiritual God? Is there something else I've missed? I don't know. So I would love to know what helps you survive. So I do want to tell that story. So I'm working with my friend Selena Cheshire. She's a cancer survivor. So we want to tell your stories and make you legends. We could write the book ourselves if we wanted to, but no, your stories will make a better book. So if you've survived a health-threatening illness, then let's talk. I'd love to have you in the book. So that's my preamble. That's my waffle for now. As Henry says, speaking of the next pandemic, we need new approaches for reversing the rapid decline of trust between patients and physicians. Probably true. This pandemic, the COVID, did highlight the massive issues that we have. So Henry says we can provide the gift to patients everywhere this year. Henry does amazing work. If you don't know what Henry does, connect with him. Have a conversation with him. When I met with him, I was blown away by the facts that this man knows and the way he thinks and the projects he's working on. So do connect with him. When Henry speaks, I tend to listen because there's truth in what he says. You should go in the comments, connect with him, and go from there. If you're struggling, let me know. I will happily connect you with him. A conversation. Why does this screen always make me look like I've got my head tilted? I haven't got my head tilted, I don't think. Apparently I do. Right. See, and it makes me look like I've got different size, different level shoulders. I don't. I'm a square person. It's a weird thing. It's a very weird thing. Anyway, I'll ignore that for a second. Theo Fanu, welcome. Glad you're here. All the way from Hamburg. I tell you, I love these events. It makes for a glorious world. So I got four of my best friends in the studio. Joni, welcome, Joni. Michelle and
Thank
Mike.
you. I'm gonna mute. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I'll come to you in good time. I'll come to you in good time. Let me set the scene for our conversation today, my friends. The simple thing is this: I meet people who tell me, I can't say every day, but it's very frequent. Authors who come to me and say, I want to sell my book and donate the proceeds to charity. And Emmy's like, why? And they're like, because people will buy more. I'm like, are you sure? That's a conversation I want to have today, my friends. That's a conversation I want to have. Does writing your book for a cause, for a charitable cause, in other words, does saying you're going to donate part of your royalties to a cause really help you sell more books? Does it? If you got a thoughts, my friends, then do come in the studio. And if you're an author, especially, do come in the studio. Look, let me go through my friends on stage in order. So I'll come to each of you in order, and hopefully you can share something with us. Well, I want to quickly finish it. Henry says it's a powerful article that might be helpful for your new health book. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look. My friends, so go in the comments afterwards, and of course these links will be there. So do take a look. If a resource is free, never turn your nose up at it. Okay, Michael, let's talk to you first, my friend. What's your take, Michael? Does does writing for charity sound like a good idea?
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. Although, um, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. Um, but when you come down, like you said, uh, making business, selling, making money, well, I think books, when it comes to books, it's all about um, the individual. Are they interested in the information that's being provided? That's I think all that matters. Can you the person who's buying the book wants the book to speak to them or about
I
them
like I,
or
I like I
something.
like I like that. I like that. And
And
I think you have a point there, Michael.
if unless you do that, then I don't think you're going to get much sales for charity. I think you have to look at it at a different from a different perspective. What exactly do you want to do?
Yeah, I like that.
Do you
Okay,
want
now
to
see,
just write a book just for the sake of writing a book, or is there a purpose to your intentions?
the purpose is my bank account, Michael. My royalties that I want to use to fuel my life and to write more book. How's that? I
Don't
don't really
don't
want
don't
to
don't
help.
don't say that in public, Annie, please.
Okay, I don't really want to help one-legged elephants, in outer Mongolia. I really don't. I don't know. No, we'll come to that later on. Thank you, Michael. I'll come back to you in good time. Right? Let's talk to
Sure.
Michelle. Michelle, what's your take on the topic?
I honestly feel adults reading books to kids, youths, it like just empowers everybody and it's education. And I don't, yeah, write a book, tell your story, read it to your kids, learn from yourself speaking, and your child, your youth learn. And I feel that's the only way we're going to go forward. We
Yeah,
with technology and everything nowadays, you just never really know what your kids are reading, especially with AI. But At least with the book, you can smell it, you can look at it, you can pick it up, you can enjoy some time with your kids. Hey, how about that? And then the next thing you know, you're learning things, and the youth are learning things, and then you can tell the teachers what you've learned from your own child, so your teachers can help your children better. And then from there, they can take those tools and transition into adults and learn that they have tools. So every time that they need help, guess what? They're going to go right back to that book instead of looking up a new AI thing or whatever. They're going to go back to that book. Maybe Harold has a purple.
I don't know. Michelle's frozen. Three.
They're just like,
Yeah, she's
okay,
back.
that's what I need to do. And they go figure out and hire. And yeah, I totally believe in books, and I think it's the only way we're going to be able to do this. So that's
Right.
my
No.
theory.
You see, now, we're about to start on your book properly, Michelle, right? So, are you going to donate your earnings from the book sales to charity?
Oh, all of it. That's the only reason I'm doing this, is to help our youth transition into adulthood, because that is one thing we have forgotten in society ever since the lockdown, ever since COVID. We've all been just, but what we forgot about is we've got kids, and those kids have been left behind for 30 years, and now they're really left behind after the last 4 to 5 years, because we're all and not because none of us have been in a lockdown. We're right here, so we don't know what to tell our kids. So instead of us finding out answers or going out there and looking, reading, we are listening to the news, we are listening to other people just so it's like trauma and drama sells, and that's all that's been selling is trauma and drama for the last 4 years. And so
Right.
I said,
I'm distracted by Joni's dog. I was wondering what was distracting her.
oh,
But her dog is decided that it wants attention right now.
exactly. We need to start getting dogs, so that way we can put them in training. Look at there he is there. And that's actually, is that a lab or a golden retriever? Those are the best kind to use. Oh, golden retriever. Yeah,
Golden retriever. Okay, excellent.
I,
Right.
I've done I've done so much research on it, and instead of, we're giving our money away to nonsense, honestly, and instead of investing in ourselves, in our youth. And she's having a bad divorce over there with her dog.
The dog's not having it. The dog's like, no, I want attention now.
Yes, but
Yeah.
no, that's the youth right there. That is exactly what a youth does, is irritate you and irritate you, because you want to know why? They just want some of your attention, because they're as lost as we are, and we're not giving them that. And we need to educate ourselves. We need to educate our youth, or let's keep the drama and trauma in an ambulance, in the police's hands. We don't need trauma and drama at home. Let's pick up a book and read to our kids so we can both learn. Because I can guarantee you, maybe 23% of the world, ever since the lockdown, has picked up a book and took time out and actually read to their kids.
Right. There's a question that's going around in my head. I don't know whether you're suggesting that the world was a better, nicer place before COVID, and it's got worse after COVID. I don't know whether that's what you're suggesting. Are you suggesting that or not? Oh no, Michelle's frozen. And I said, I don't think there was a better place before COVID. The world just was. COVID has been and it's made changes, potentially to how we are as people. But I'm saying that's life, right? And everything that happens makes changes to our lives. I remember the crash of 2008 changed how we see money, and our security, our stability suddenly was shaken. It's like COVID did. But interesting points, Michelle. Interesting points. Michelle intends to donate 100% of her royalties to charity. Why? Don't do it, Michelle. Don't do it. Well, now do it if you want. Do it. Is it going to help you sell more books? We'll come to that in good time, my friends. Dr. Leslie, I welcome you. Thank you so much for being here. I see you also, Harsh. I think that's your name. Harish Harsh. I'm glad you're here. Now, Theophany, look, I see your comments. So I think for finding the right title for my book is just crucial that I feel that I'm writing. I feel what I'm writing, and that I'm able to express what I feel in one line. I agree. Now, if you can find a catchy title, but there's tricks to write your titles, my friends. There's tricks. You can. It's not tricks. Again, I think it comes down to research. Go and do the research. See what other titles are in your field, in your niche, in your genre. What are you writing about? See what other books are on Amazon around that topic. What titles are you using? What can you learn? There's title writing tools, software out there that would give you an idea of what sounds like a powerful title, what sounds like a title that resonates with people. Sounds like a title that people might actually, what's the word? Be aligned with or resonate with. Resonate with is probably a better word for it. Right? So do your research and you find the right title for you for sure. So Dr. Leslie says, worst likely the result of fear of illness. It is pervasive. Yeah, the COVID thing's what it is, right? I say, but there is this thing about writing for charity. Why does my screen? I don't know. My screen looks all right. Joni, you've been quiet for too long. Where have you been, Joni? Disappeared yesterday. Where's Joni going?
Well, yesterday I did my I had volunteer work. I volunteer at a homeless intake center once a week, and that's really important to me. And I've just kept it up, and it's something that makes me feel good about myself. And usually I bring a box of cereal because everyone there wants breakfast and they want cereal, and no one brings cereal to homeless shelters. So do not bring soup, bring a box of cereal.
I'll take the soup. I'll take the right soup. A chicken soup will go down quite well.
I'm telling you, there's so much soup at my shelter. Everyone's like,
bring me some, Joni. Bring me some.
Get some cereal. Just get a box of Raisin Brans. So yes, I was doing that, and then I had about 5 quotes to get out, and so I'm sorry I wasn't able to connect with you.
Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. 5 quotes
mean, a billion things going on in my life, but get to hang and talk to you, talk to my friends, hear your wonderful intellect from everyone. I just listened to Leslie. It makes my heart feel full and like ready for the day. Oh, and also I took my motorcycle out yesterday. Oh, that was fun.
We have to see pictures. We don't know what.
I'll send you. I put a couple pictures on. It's small. It's like a motorbike, but it works.
Yes.
And so in comment to what you're talking about today, so I have 2 points. So first of all, I have listened to some pretty big YouTubers that say who are intellectual, not like dum-dums. And they're like, you know what? Like, people think they want to start their own like brand new topic. That's not what sells. You gotta get on the coattails of something else and make it better. And so that is actually what is proven research. Like, if you want to make money, you get on the coattails of what's hot right now in society. So, talking about COVID, talking about a cause, talking about MAGA. Like, I swear to God, if you like put out a book about MAGA right now, like, it will go. It will go. But also there's the alternative aspect of you being an intellectual and actually writing. And so if you're writing down your memoir for yourself, like that's a great thing. You probably won't make a ton of money. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Annie, but you probably won't. And it's such a great it's such a great thing to accomplish. And so I would never discourage that, but for many, you think about the hot topics, you get on those coattails, and that's what you write about. COVID was really popular, and he wrote a book about it. He was getting on the bandwagon of what people were interested at that time. And also I can tell you, like, I know, like, a lot of mythical, like, romance writing is selling so well right now, and it's kind of odd, especially if you're not into it, but it is really popular. So if you have, like, a penchant for romance or, contemporary romance, like, that will, sell better than a lot, but also I think I forgot his name. It's like Kiev. But he wrote a book of poetry, and that's one of the best-selling books right now. So you just kind of have to be in tune with the trends, and also please write a book for yourself that means something to you. And your first book, like it needs to mean something to you. It's not going to be your last book. I promise. Just like that tattoo artist said when I was 17, they're like, you're going to get another one. I was like, no way. No way. And now I have 6. And now I am done with my speech.
Yeah, and I think you're suggesting that write the book for other reasons, not not because you want to support a charity. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, write it for your family, write it for you, or write it for money.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Write it
Royalties,
for the
sales.
money. But
Yeah,
they're all different topics. So, money books, like as I said, like follow the trends.
yeah. No, I like that, Joni. Thank you so much. Look, I was before Michelle fell off. And I was
But she
asked
was
a
just here.
question.
Right there.
Yeah, no, Michelle fell off. She fell off for a bit. No, she froze and then came back and then restarted and came back. So the question I asked was the world a better place before COVID? And is it really a worse place now? I wonder, Michelle. It's a question, right? So Theophanes says the world wasn't a better place. I agree. That's my thinking. The world was just who it was, right? COVID showed us the essence of life, and now we know, but we're in trouble knowing the essence of. We know the essence rather than embracing it. Yeah, we know better, but we're not doing better. Is what you're saying, my friend. Look, I agree with you. And Superwoman says COVID gave me the opportunity of discovery. I think all of us found ourselves. To be fair, that's a point of our book, of the COVID book. It is about how we suddenly realize that we're not immortal. We're not going to live forever. So and we could just die tomorrow. That's my story anyway. So, what are you going to do, Annie? Are you going to wait to die, or are you going to do something different in the world to impact the world? That's where my story comes from. And everything I do since then pretty much is dictated by that reality. I need to have an impact on the world, as you're saying, Jodie, before I die. So that's what I learned from that experience. So Leslie says you write the book because you're compelled to do it. I tell you that it's such important words, Dr. Leslie. It takes discipline to write a book. What do you do with the process? What you do with the proceeds comes afterwards. I agree. I suppose now, my problem is this. maybe I've tried to. Maybe I haven't explained it very well. My problem is that you have authors who think their marketing strategy is, oh, I'm gonna give all my proceeds, well, a percentage of my proceeds to this cause, this charity. Now there are times I can see the direct link. I can see, that I had a young man come to me. He's got a story about how his sister was raped and she got pregnant. She died in pregnancy. So now he started a charity. He wants to promote, I guess, non-violence against towards women, right? What I'm saying, so that I can see that's his cause. But but again, when you do what I do, you meet many people who come to you and say, "I'm going to tell them I'm going to give money to charity." I'm like, why? Don't bother. Don't bother. I really don't. You're wasting your time. Write a book for the right reasons. I know Coach has a different point of view, but I'll come to that in good time. Look, let me show you a video quick to sort of give you an idea of what I mean. Again, I'm not. There's nothing wrong with the cause, nothing wrong with the video, nothing wrong with all the authors. Now they've written a book, but they have when they were writing a book, their marketing strategy was always going to be the cause. Let me show you what I mean, my friends. Oh, which one? Yeah, that one.
Did you build a PowerPoint?
No, a video. One second.
Okay, right.
Support a charity, and Mickey did some research and found out about Cruise, who support people who've been bereaved, and I think that's a great one to support. It's very appropriate for our book, and the work of Cruise is so important. When someone's ill and dying, the focus is all on them, as it should be. But when that person's passed, then there are the relatives or their loved ones feeling bereft and lost, who themselves need care, and that's where Cruise comes in and is so important.
I spoke to a gentleman at Cruise Bereavement Care. That is a charity that supports anybody who is suffering after a bereavement. Cruise are there to talk to them and to give them the support. So we have linked up with Cruise. We're hopefully going to support them via a percentage of the net profits generated by our book sales. We're going to be donating a percentage of the net profits generated by the sales of the book, to Cruise Bereavement Care, and that's managed through a site called Work for Good. So you can see all about why we're doing the project and how we're going to be contributing if you go to that website, Work for Good.
Oh, I'm trying to stop sharing. Stop sharing. I'm back on StreamYard. Excellent. Right. I'm sure now you get the idea, right? Some people go really big on supporting. Turn that off now. Sorry about that. I think.
Just comparatively to that last video and what we're talking about, I just had a quick comment. So yeah, I hope most of the people remember in the audience the 2004 tsunami in Thailand. It was devastating. Do you remember any?
I remember it, yeah.
And authors made millions off that because they strung to the tailcoats of that. But a lot of them had real engagement with what happened. So it was authentic, and they were either there, or they had friends who were lost, and they did really thorough research. But if you just Google or whatever, like tsunami books, Thailand 2004, you will find so many. And that's what it means by jumping on the coattails of something that's interesting to people, because I guarantee if I put out a book about that, I wasn't there, I didn't lose anyone. I really don't know enough to put a book out about that. That would not sell. That would not sell.
Excellent. No. It's a great point, Joni. It's a great point to bear in mind, especially when you watch the video. Look, I'll come back to the one. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
So Dr. CJ, glad you're here. I was watching your show last night. Thank you for being here. I guess how to survive in a new economy. I think future-proof your business in the new economy. I think is what Dr. CJ was talking about. So thank you so much for being here. Also an amazing author, now publisher, mega author as well. So do connect Dr. CJ for sure. Ramonsele, I see you. Welcome. Glad you're here. Thank you so much. Your sister is writing a book that I'm waiting to publish. So we'll cross that bridge when the time comes, my friend. If you know Dr. Augusta, that's Ramonsele's sister. She's in France. So she's writing a book as we speak. Christiana, my editor supreme, glad you're here. Thank you so much. Dr. CJ says, I love giving a proportion of sales of my books last year to nonprofit. We gave farmers jobs and planted 36 trees and gave money on behalf of Jess when she died for mental health. Again, they say that as Joni was saying, and as the video showed, you can be genuinely tied to the cause. When you're tied to the cause, then you can have. I think I'm going off your comment, Coach, where you say it can have impact. Of course it can, but the issue is this for me. As Joan is saying, if your book is based on the issue, the cause, I'll take it. If you've just written a book about whatever, and you want to now donate to manatees or one-legged elephants or short giraffes, I'm saying that's your due. It's not going to work, right? It's not going to work.
Wait, are there one-legged elephants, honey? Stop it right now, because now I'm going to do a GoFundMe page. Oh, never
to enjoy myself.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Now you're gonna make me go Google it. My mind's like, go look for one-legged elephants. Don't do that, Kenny.
There's three-legged elephants.
Honey, we have ADHD. We're just like, okay, you just said something really cool, and we're just gonna be like, this is horrible.
Is Cher gonna be there for this one-legged elephant that's been so lonely? I mean,
they're three-legged elephants. They exist, and there's charities for them too. They really are.
Well, Annie, I'm taking notes. You're my hero.
Same as dwarf giraffes. They do exist, right? Giraffes with very short necks.
You know what? Me and my son actually believes giraffes were somehow designed, because he's like, there's no chicken or the egg with that one, Mom. He's like, no, giraffes we designed them somehow. He's all, show me pictures in Egypt that has giraffes. And I was like, damn kid.
Yeah, no, look, let's get
on the ark apparently, so let's they were there in the pictures. That modern day has done that. It's so silly. I know. But
let's get serious again. Let's get back to seriousness. Our time is valuable. Let's get back to seriousns, right? So Dr. Leslie says, tying a book launch to a holiday expands reach. It can do. People like to, what's the word? Visualize, dream. They can see, they think of the good things in life. Of course they do. I can see that for sure.
Wait, Leslie, that's such a good point, because do you know how much those Hallmark movies make that are Christmas silly movies that are just like pumped out during the holiday times? That's all those actors need to live. Like, it's just pumped out because it's Christmas.
Yeah,
so
the people who live on these things that give me a headache, these days, these holidays, or day, whatever, Cyber Monday, Cyber Tuesday, Cyber Saturday. I don't know which one is which anymore. But there's handbags day, there's golf balls day, there's just A day for everything. Flowers Day. I could play a bicycle day. I'm sure there is. They're all there, right? But I think no, the more the point. Theophanis says, "I lost my uncle and aunt in the tsunami." Thank you, Joe, for recalling. There's much more to tell about the loss. Indeed, truly, truly. Now, look, again, I said I can understand when the cause is close to your heart and your book's about the cause. What I am arguing against, what I don't understand, what doesn't work, as Joni says, is when you write a book and just attach it almost like a stamp to a cause. You might intend to give a charity, any charity, not just three-legged donkeys charity. If you heard that woman in the video, she said we're going to give a percentage of our net profits to charity, right? Keep those words in mind. They mean something. It means something. It means something because, in the grand scheme of things, my friends, book sales are not going to make you millions unless you are one of the great authors, like one of those authors. So, what are you going to give to charity? $20 if you're lucky. And buyers know that they don't fall for that trick anymore. Don't use that trick. Coach, please share with us. My door's going. I'm just going. Let's get my delivery. Otherwise, my wife will kill me. Coach, please unmute and talk to us. And time I'm gone. Coach, are you there? Coach David, come on, come back. Say something.
I will tell you what's the hardest for me to write. Why it's so hard for me to write. Do you guys want to know?
Yeah, I'll keep it going for about 5 minutes.
All right. Actually, putting myself back into the mindset of what happened. It's horrifying because it's like I've always called my mind the cave, and my cave has an amazing library in it. I do. It has really cool bookshelves and everything, and everything that's ever happened to me in my life, I just file it, like I call it my cave in my library. And since I do that, I can fill those books and everything I've written down in my cave and my memories and everything every once in a while wanting to come out, but it's like because you don't ever forget. You can't forget what happens to you, but you can choose not to have it affect you. And so that's what I've learned to do is file everything in my cave. And I only bring certain things out when I need them. And unfortunately, going back in to the cave, it puts you, when you go in there, it's just like when you're a secretary or something and you're in the records room and you're looking for a certain record or something, and when you take it out, you're going to have to read it and just be like, oh my god, all this happened and everything. That's what's hard for me, is going back into the cave, taking out the file and reopening it. And because I put such a good I guess since I file so good and I can go on with life, it's like you don't want to go back in there and read it again so you can write your book.
Yeah,
And that's
so how do you
my
do it?
only problem.
How do you do it? I mean, you just wrote something, and I think you sent it to Annie a while back.
Yes,
This is
but
how do you do it? How do you uh, go back in
honestly,
and
I
come out?
have to put myself in a
Because I
I
think it's
it's like
essential to be in that
meditation almost.
condition to write the book.
It's what? I'm
I
sorry.
think it's essential to be in that condition to write the book, because otherwise you're
It,
not going to capture the emotions correctly.
no, and you're right. You're absolutely right. And honestly, when I wrote all that, it was summertime and I could go outside and do my gardening and everything like that. I got to be doing something that grounds me, like gardening. I tried to do it this winter inside, and see if it gave me the same effect. Not at all. Because it's not like I don't have the universe, Mother Nature, and God out there just like how you do outside. And so I know I can go back in there this summer and do it. I was just trying this winter time to figure out how to do it. And so I tried the vegetables inside, and it didn't give me the same feeling. It didn't give me the same joy. It didn't give me the same safe place, I guess, because when I go back into everything like that, I got to remember I did go through it and I came out on the other end fine. But once you go into a dark place like that, you got to make sure you can come out of it. And the only way I've ever been able to come out of it, and that's why I've just always been into agriculture, is growing things, because you regrow yourself all the time. That's why I love phoenixes. They, I mean, on Harry Potter, the phoenix would just, and then he came back, and it's just like, oh, well, that's what we do. Anyone can do that, so be a phoenix. So took that expression 2 years ago, no, 3 years ago. And then since I've always done agriculture, I was just like, yeah, we're all kind of like vegetables. We grow, we die. You need to weed your garden. Some weeds are beautiful until they get older, like thistles, and they'll pop your tire and stuff. So it taught me how to weed my garden and also how to weed people out of my life. And I haven't quite learned how to do that during the winter time when I have to be inside. And that's the whole thing right there. I mean, honestly, it is. I have to shut myself off from the world, put on my music. And by the way, you guys, the only time I can really think is with music, and I've been that way since I was a kid. I mean, I listened to Mozart and everything growing up on my little Holly Hobby record player, and Sound of Music, all that stuff. That's what got me straight A's through school. Didn't help me with communicating with people, but that was the only way I could learn, and I was able to do anything. Well, getting older after everything has happened and filing it in the cave, you have to learn tools to be able to bring something out of the cave and read it and be able to show people, and then be able to shut that folder back up and take it back into your cave without it affecting or disrupting your family life, anyone's, especially your own life. And that's really hard to find. And I don't care what anyone says. Oh, I found this, I found that. Did you though? Because how far have you gotten? Because none of us have gone forward since COVID. And I had to find my tools that I could use for myself so I could keep raising my daughter, keep writing what I wrote that Annie has. And now I needed to go back into it. And I've been told all winter long, and listening to you guys too. And I've tried everything. And you know what? We all have our own little niches. And if I'm not grounded, I mean, actually grounded with the ground outside, I can't do it because I don't feel safe enough, and I don't trust myself enough to physically, after I'm done with it, every night when I'm done writing in it or whatever, so I don't sit there and dwell on it and put it away. And I got to do what I do with the tools I've learned until I learn more tools.
The simple answer to your question, Michael, is I would not advise starting writing your book without having dealt with the issues emotionally. Writing a book will bring up those memories, as I think Christiana mentioned, and which can be traumatic.
Yes,
Some
and so
some
yeah,
authors really struggle. They literally, some go into depression, some go into physical sickness because
and I
memories are so
won't.
traumatic. You must deal with the issues. If that means getting therapy, so be it.
Exactly. And I know this, so that's why I haven't done it yet. I've tried to 3 times this winter, you guys. Each time it put me in such a depressive mood to the point I hated everyone.
Yeah,
Absolutely hated everyone.
don't do that. It might make you feel better in the end, but then there's better ways. Look,
Exactly. And
let's
so I
let's
want
let's get back to my conversation, Joni. There's 3 new people on stage. I want to, not Joni, sorry, Joni, Michelle. So
Oh, Michelle, you're doing so good. I
you are,
appreciate all your comments. You're doing so
you
good.
are.
I mean, it's hard also, like, with thinking about trying to, like, speak your mind, like, when you are feeling frustrated that, like, you can't get things out that are hurtful. And so it's okay.
Yeah, when you don't know how to get something out, you honestly wrote it the way I wrote it that Annie has. I didn't know how to explain what was going on in my life, and that's the reason they allowed me to keep writing it the way I was, because then they were actually able to fact check it, because I had written such, even the color of the vehicles and everything like that, that they were able to easily go check everything out. All right, well, now people want that in a story.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that. I can do that very easily, but at the same time, I got to think about my mental health. I got to think about my kids' mental health.
Yeah,
And
they're
I'm
more
not.
important. When you have a kid, they're more
Oh,
important. Just like,
oh,
hey, guys,
oh, I'm not sure, Joni. Look,
I don't
we
know.
are
I just
when
like
we
I feel like
Joni,
you
no,
said,
listen, no, we are being
different conversation. Okay.
no, I think we're being too fluffy. Really, no, I'm a marketer. I write books for people. I sell books for people, right? My best chance of selling your book is by you writing for your readers. There's no two ways about it. That's why I'm
That's
interrupting
correct.
you.
No,
Right?
that's true. But when you're writing about, no, you're honestly true there. But when you're writing about mental health and something that's happened to you, you best have a backup plan so you don't go batshit crazy
I agree.
and go out there and hurt other people. And that's what I didn't want to do.
No,
That's
no.
good.
And
That's good.
It
Don't do that, Michelle. Say no. Just call me and I'll be like, don't
oh
do
no, no, see, that's what I mean.
like the peace sound.
I'm not a violent person. I'm not, and that's why I've
I
never
am not
fought
either,
back.
but there are
you're getting-
times I've wanted to feel angry to the point of ugh,
I know.
Yeah.
annoyance.
I may bring this conversation back now one day, but
Yeah,
ultimately, my
we'll
friend,
take it back. We'll take it back.
yeah,
Let's
no,
let Michael and
we must
Alexis
know.
and Coach David and
Yeah,
Selena.
Coach David seems to be frozen. I don't know why he's frozen.
But
Um,
Selena's not. Selena,
We're
yeah,
like,
that's
talk
it.
to us.
Okay, all right. So, Coach David, when you're ready, feel free to flash your mic. No, that's what we used to do. To do it on audio and flash your mic. Then I know you're ready. Alexis, how you doing? Great to see you again today. Talk to us, Alexis.
Hi, I'm here. A little bit late, not sure exactly the focus of the
Yeah,
topic.
no, I will happily explain. Right, I say, look, you and I see authors almost every day who write a book, and then when they come to us, they're like, I want to give a percentage of my proceeds, of my revenue, my royalties to a charity. You're like, great idea. Why not? But now, what I refuse to do, Alexis, is to market a book on that basis. I'm not going to. Your cause is not your main. It can't be your biggest hook. It can't be. And I tell them straight, no, I'm not doing it. What's your take? Does writing for a cause help you sell more books?
That's a very good question. Let me think. There are a few people out there who have gone on a journey and started non-profits or some kind of charity. So in order to raise funds, they've put together a book. Okay, feeling that is going to raise money, and most of the time it doesn't. I really think, I believe that if you're writing a book about whatever aspect of your life or some kind of happening or something, event that is very impactful on yourself or your family or the world, write the book for that reason, to convey what has gone on and the impact on yourself, your family, or the world. And then you can, if you would like to, donate a portion of the income to a charity, and perhaps a charity that helps people who have experienced whatever that causes focuses. But I don't think it should be the main reason, because it doesn't always work from my observations. So that's my thought on that slant.
No, I thank you. You know the industry well enough that you can definitely speak, with honesty. It really helps. Is the point, right? It really helps to suddenly attach to a charity
Exactly.
for all sorts of reasons. And I say, again, I'm seeing your points about, your points, Alexis, and so Joni, actually, and Michelle, about a cause that's really part of you, a cause that's really important to you. That's what made you start your not-for-profit or whatever else, right? And there's a science to fundraising and getting people to donate money to you. I'll come to that in a second. Let's talk to Selena, and then I'd love to hear your thought. And I'll talk you through the science of donors and fundraising. And then, I'll come back to the points about your books. Selena, please unmute. How are you doing? Enjoying life, Selena. Enjoying life.
Look at me. It's so hot.
I can't say that. I can't say that here, Selena. It's cold today. It's cold.
It's so hot here.
It's cold
It's
the
so
last few
warm.
days. She's gone on a trip to Africa. That's why she can be so hot and live the
Oh,
life.
it's so lovely. Yeah, I'm sorry I've been missing your talks and your chats and
We've missed you. We've missed you.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What's your take on our topic? What's your take on, say, right now, marketing your book on the back of a charity or donating to charity? Is that something you've done? Something you know of?
Yeah, I mean it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. I mean, like somebody says, I can't remember who, that what if he doesn't make any money and these guys are expecting something, because you would have told them that you are writing this book, and then when they start buying it, they will have something. So I don't think it's the right thing to say I'm writing the book to give to charity. I think I would rather just write a book to help those other people to understand. Like I wrote a book after going through chemotherapy, after when I had Hodgkin's lymphoma stage 4. I wrote about the community which was around me, the support that I had, and the thoughts which I had around me, because I wanted to help people. But now, if I want to give to charity, I can give to maybe cancer research, or people who are going, like in my country, it's so expensive. I mean, like in Zimbabwe, you know, going to the doctor is so expensive. Doing chemotherapy is very expensive. So it's like, okay, I can offer maybe to say I'm going to sponsor 5 people from what I got, but not to say I'm going to do this. Sometimes be stressing if I do that or I say that and then nothing sells. Then I said, okay, why did I say that? I shouldn't have said that. Now what am I going to do? These people are expecting something, and it will be on me. So I think it's good to just write a book. You want to save people, you want to help people understand how things work and how you work to something out. I think that's so for me, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, no, again, I know,
Thank
you know,
you.
I can understand why, and you made many good points that we can all learn from. You know, I mentioned the psychology of donors. You know, isn't that psychology of getting people to give? It's called philanthropy psychology. It is a science of understanding how people love people. Yeah, you can get your head around that, right? And look, you know, so look, the reality is that psychologists, people give for different reasons, right? So when you go saying that, you know, if you give, you're going to support this charity. There's a way to do it in a way that might be more, that resonates more, that people feel more, right? That's the best word for it. Now, most people give to charity not because of the cause, but more because they want to save on their tax deductions is called, right? And you know, if you don't want to pay that much tax, you can give a lot of it to charity, and you pay less tax because you're giving money because you have less money in your pocket. So that's one reason people give. And buying your book is not going to help me to save on my tax. Bear that in mind, right? Now, the other reason people give is that because it makes us feel good. That's the truth, right? We like to give. We like to the satisfaction, a sense of pleasure. You know, that dopamine hit in our brains. That dopamine is a chemical, is a pleasure chemical, right? When we do something good, when we feel good, dopamine is what we tend to experience. That the effect of dopamine. So, you know, we want to help. So, you know, people want to give so they can feel good and happy, and they feel like they've been helpful. See, now again, that brain chemistry is very important. You know, because the question for authors then becomes, how do you make your buyers, your book buyers, feel good? Is it about them giving, or is it about them buying a book they need? Mm. You know, look, if you're going to insist on going with the, I'm going to give some of the revenue to charity. You know, just know that you're going to have to go the extra mile. You know, again, Alexis mentioned charities actually do important work, that do new work, that do support work. You know, so for me to care about that organization, you know, I have to bear Selena's point in mind. People want to see the individuals they have helped. That's why I mentioned the three-legged donkeys. And then someone said they want to support three-legged elephants, not three-legged donkeys. I don't know what's wrong with three-legged donkey. The poor thing. One is a donkey, two has got three legs, right? Let's ignore that for a second. I'm saying people really now you need to show your donors who you're helping, who they're helping by buying your book. And the authors who claim to want to give money to charity rarely do have that link, that direct evidence. You know, the video I showed you also Cruise, the bereavement charity in the UK. Of course, they can show you how your money is helping them, how your book purchase is helping them. That's if you buy any books at all, you know. But again, I think there's a point also to what Alexis said. You know, if we're going to use our charitable donations as our marketing hook, then we're going to have to learn to treat the buyers much differently. You know, in Annie's words, you're going to have to love your buyers. You can't. They're not just buyers, are they? You have to show them your heartfelt thanks. Not just say to them, "Go and buy the book because I'm giving it to charity." You have to love them. You have to build a relationship with them. You know, you have to truly make them feel that buying your book is going to make them feel a part of a community, a society. Less a society, but a community of people who are like-minded, who are connected. by your cause, by your book. Again, it's not impossible. If you're willing to go the extra mile, if you create your own not-for-profits on the back of your book, then that's one thing. People are going to have to feel part of that organization, part of that service, part of that not-for-profit, right? So a lot of us authors, we happily throw out there, I'm donating money to charity, buy my book, because some of your money will go to charity. How much? Selena mentioned it as well, and I mentioned it earlier. Most authors that will not sell 100 books. Most authors will not sell 100 books. They will sell fewer. So look, your people don't care if you're giving to charity. But if you take time to build the relationships and you can demonstrate that their contribution is linked to someone's life, to impact, they might give you their trust. They might buy your book. Would they buy your book over the long term? Would they buy several copies? Probably not. Because that's not how we think when we buy books, my friends. When we buy books, we want to buy a book, not because of you, not to support you or your cause. See, if I want to support the three-legged donkey society, I'll just go to them directly and give them money, right? I'll find a website, donate to them and be happy and go and live my life. Your book has nothing to do with it. Why would I give you the money knowing that only a small percentage, tiny percentage, small amount of money, as Alina just mentioned, it could be peanuts that we're given to the charity, and that's not what we promised them, right? Don't be fooled into thinking my gift to charity from my book sales is going to change the world. It's not you're not doing the world a great service, my friends. You're trying to sell your books, and it just sounds hawkish. Don't expect to check. People are not going to believe you. Because you say you're not in it for the money, doesn't mean you're going to sell more books. You're not. You're just not. No one cares. This is why the COVID conversation earlier, the way we might have found a heart in our bodies, it doesn't really apply, right? Look, you can mention the causes you support, as Alexis and Selena have said, on your website. You can mention it on your bio if you want, on your profile on LinkedIn, on your profile on social media, wherever you like, right? So you can tell them what charities you support, but don't make that the main thing when it comes to your book. So don't be using that blatant. It's not a lie. The blatant self-promotion. It's not for me. I'm doing this for this cause. So you must buy the book. People are not going to respond. Last person that came to me with that message, I was like, no. How much do you think you're going to donate to that charity? And my author friend quickly realized that it is an old trick. It's old hat. And no, we didn't use that to market the book. Never mention it ever again. Maybe I want us to go on to what you want to focus on instead for the last few minutes whilst we're here. If we're not going to market by begging for donations, what are we going to market our book on? What really helps authors to sell more? I wonder, who wants to share with us? Who has insights that we can learn from? Joni, feel free. You
I have something to share that is so off topic. So
don't go off topic. Don't go off. So just give us a few tips that might help us to sell more books. How's that?
Okay, so it would be really helpful for you to sell more books if you get someone to do SEO marketing for you. It would. To just get your book name out there once you've completed it. It would help to have a really good publisher and not someone who is is kind of a scam artist. Just don't fall for the scam artist. That's all I can say. Paulette and I can both agree on that one. And yes, but the getting out there on Google and, even getting people to write reviews for you on your book on Amazon is incredibly important. Okay, but I have a joke for everyone. Does everyone hear my joke? It's my favorite joke in the whole world, and many of
Go
you.
on then. I want to hear it, so go for it.
Okay. All right. So this is like going into a bar joke. So a priest, a rabbi, and a clown walk into a bar. And so the bartender sees them sit down, comes over to them. He looks at the three of them and he was like, "What? Is this a joke?" That's it. That's the whole joke. I love it so much.
You're too funny.
It's so
funny.
funny. It's like the anti-joke joke.
All right, you're too funny. No,
I
thank
didn't
you,
get
Jenny.
it.
Because it's like the ultimate joke. Like
I
someone
get
walks
it.
into a
I
bar,
get it.
and then the
Yes.
bartender's like, "Is this a joke?"
Yes, it's a joke. Yes, clearly.
Oh, okay. I'm like going, what?
Silly. It's so silly, but it
Okay,
makes me
now I
laugh
get it.
because I get it.
Right on.
No. Right. So now, Michelle, Michelle, Michael, what are your top tips to help us sell more books if we're not gonna go on the back of charity and
Go ahead,
donation?
Michelle. Go ahead, Michelle.
I went actually, the whole reason how I even started what Annie has was through an amazing, it's called Nevada Pep, actually. And yeah, I would go right back through them and do it that way, and find out what even made you start your book and go back to that. I tried to do this whole winter, as I said, trying to start my book, and I couldn't do it. So I'm going back to do it with Nevada Pep and my garden, and just find your happiness and go make your book, and it'll sell. And if it doesn't sell, you know what? At least you got it out and you wrote your story and you feel better. And that's the biggest thing with mental health is you need yourself to feel better. Don't look at someone else and be like, oh, that's going to make me feel better, because I tried that. It doesn't work real well. So go back to the beginning of what made you want to start the book. And I guess that will help you, because that's what I'm going to do. And go play in some dirt, I guess, because that's what I'm going to do. And it will sell. And get Annie, the magical wizard behind the curtain, to help you out. And that's how I do it.
I like that. Like we will tell your stories, Michelle. We will convert your what to call them. The admin you've done to save all the documents. We'll turn them into stories. That's what we'll sell in the end, right? But look, now, as you're saying now, clearly you have a cause already before you even start writing your book. So again, the points I just made, make sure that you are going to show your buyers the love, the impact, and
There's actually,
and also meet their emotional needs, right? People give because they have it, they want to feel good about whatever the cause is that they support. the issue that you're going to have is that most people don't support any one cause. So it's very hard to find, maybe another trick that I might say, I say trick, maybe another strategy I might say is let you going, Joni, we'll miss you already. You're still here. I say that to my kid every day. Bye, Joni. We'll talk later. Right, thank you. You made me laugh as well. And you're very, what's the word I'm looking for? You're very educational. They will learn a lot from you. Look, my friends, if you say you have to write for what your readers want, what they can benefit from. Like I said, I think the place I got to look before I had to speak to Joni was find a way to show your readers how their money is having an impact. Maybe let them choose the charity that you give the money to. How about that? Fancy that?
That's awesome.
If you said to me, Annie, you choose the charities and you give them the money, I give a percentage of my road. I might look at you and say, okay, I've got many causes that I believe in, and I got charities I support. You're gonna support one or more of them, then let's do it. Why not? Maybe. I didn't say definitely. I said maybe. That's a strategy. I just gave you a hint. I get to the charities already. I don't need you to come and help me, do I?
That's why I love you, Annie. You're the wizard behind the curtain, man. I feel like I'm going down the yellow brick road every time I talk to you.
I like that.
And poor Paulette has the yellow brick road right to her phone. That poor woman deals with me more than I think anyone. Probably my ponies.
No three-legged ones, no?
I apologize. What?
No three-legged ponies.
What about?
Your ponies all have 4 legs. Your ponies all have 4 legs, right?
Well, it just depends. Yes, they have 4 legs. There's 8 altogether. And they're small ponies. Actually, want to know the story on my ponies is a very nice judge. I'm very close with them, and can I throw out his name? Am I allowed to do that?
If you want to.
All right, David Gamble. He's a family court judge, and a great guy. I actually call him Papa. Love that man. He backs me on everything I do. I really needed some therapy when we put me out here. And the only way I knew to do it was with animals. And I'm not joking. David Gamble and his wife got a hold of me and said, "Hey, you want these ponies?" And I was just like, "Are you kidding me? Seriously? 3 ponies, 3 horses?" And he's like, "Yeah, and honestly, that was almost 3 weeks. No, I'd say 2 weeks later, I actually deleted all social media after the ponies got here because I was having fun with them and I didn't want to distract myself anymore with social media. And mind you, these ponies weren't trained folks. These were they were wild horses. And he will tell you, yeah, they were wild. They came right off of and they did. He lives out in the mountains, and they came right off of his range. And so those are my 2 ponies, and they're like dogs now. Anyone can ride them. You can just jump on them. But when I first got them here, let me tell you, they would run up, and I call her Mama, but her name's that we named her Olaf, and the other one, the smaller one, younger one's named Allie. But if Olaf, she's still got that wild, she was raised on the range, and if she doesn't know you, she'll like run right up to the fence, and then she'll stop. She'll just pin everything back and everything, and then she just opens up her mouth, and everyone thinks, "Oh, what's she doing?" And she's smelling them, is what she's doing. I know it sounds weird. And then they're like, "Oh, you're not going to hurt me." And, you can throw a kid on them now and not even have anything on them. You know, but that brought me back from the place I was at. I guess I should. The wild ponies, and Dave Gamble knew this was going to do it for me too. The judge, he was just like, wow, it works, and it did. I actually even do my ponies' feet now. No, I do not put horseshoes on them. Again, they're ponies. But I learned how to do their feet and everything. And when I learned how to do their hooves, I had learned a new tool. And so I knew I was able to learn new tools again. And that was when everything just ping inside of my head. And when I found out I could learn something new, that's when I started healing and going forward. And that's when I started the garden to teach me how to grow again. I mean, you're talking over 45 years, everything had happened. I mean, 45 years is a long time to have to find yourself again and grow. And so that's what the ponies are from. And believe me, they have 4 feet or 4 legs, Annie. And you
Excellent.
know what? If you want a pony, you know, you can have, not my ponies. Go get yourself a pony. It works.
Now
Get on
I'm
that
good.
pony.
I don't need a pony. I'm all right, thanks. I'm all right. You know, I don't ride. I've never ridden a horse. I'm not going to start now. I'm not going to ride a pony. I might kill the poor thing with the big size of me, right? Let's leave that alone. Let's leave that alone. They're small. Chin, so welcome. I'm glad you're here. Someone says hello, Coach David. So Dr. Leslie says her book, her audio book, The Possibilities of Irada, is now available on Amazon. Excellent. Congratulations, Dr. Leslie. Congratulations. What did Christiana say? Now, Michelle, you crack me up. Any and his 3-legged ponies. Yeah, they're out there somewhere. I want to support them. I tell you that for nothing. Michael, sorry, I missed you out. What's your top tips for selling books if not going to work? If we're not going to sell on the back of charities.
All right, I'm going to be real quick about this. Write books besides religion on politics, economics, healthcare, sci-fi, romance, education, and back again on religion. Religion is at both the top and at the bottom because there's no telling what will happen when you write that book. And by the way, Enya, I like the idea of the one-legged donkey and the one-legged elephant.
One-legged elephant. That could be a hard life, right? No, you can be.
That's an excellent children's book.
I think you can build. I'm sure people have built like trolleys to give them other legs, right? You know, they got like a frame to help them to get around. I mean that sincerely. I'm not joking.
Yeah,
you can go and look on Google.
Write children's books. How did that elephant get just one-legged? I mean, that blows the mind of a kid. And he'll open that book and he'll read it over and over again. What happened?
Even I want to know. I want to know. Maybe no. A 3-legged one sounds better. I must say.
No. The one-legged one.
A 3-legged one sounds better.
I'm gonna dump the 3-legged one and throw it in the trash can and get the one-legged one.
Yeah, sure. Talk to Michelle, right? Sharon, welcome. I'm glad you're here, Sharon. So learning new things develop self-esteem and confidence. Michelle certainly got a lot of that. Then how to look after her ponies. I won't call them donkeys anymore. What's GITA? What's that hashtag? Does anyone know? Anyone? Sharon, you might have to explain to me what a hashtag means. I'm sure last time you said no, I saw it on your messages.
Give idiots their cause.
No, GITA.
TA. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, give idiots their attention.
Really? Yeah. It can't be.
I like Michael's. I wonder what it is. I like Michael's.
Yeah, Sharon, how? What GITA stand for? Please help. I know it kills me when I don't know what emojis and hashtags are meant to mean. Because I just think you should know that. But I need to learn once. That's all.
Make it up,
Zero.
Annie. Make it up.
I can't make it up. Zero, welcome. It seems like you're on my YouTube. I'm so glad you're here. Please like today's video. Comment on this video, and then subscribe to my channel while you're there. Oh, I love YouTube.
You know, Annie,
I
when
love
I say
YouTube.
make it up, I mean call Cyrus. That's
I
what I mean.
can't make. I can't. It's not about making it up. I have to know what Sharon Rose has in mind when she does a hashtag. I need
You
to
have
know.
good
Magic.
solutions, Annie. You have good solutions. They're in your pocket, but you just don't know it. They're on your phone. You just call them up.
I'm asking the geniuses of my life. That's all. That's all of you on stage, and no one's telling me. So I'm gonna have to, message Sharon and say, right, what does
Oops,
GITS
I'm
stand
sorry, Cyrus. I didn't mean that.
for? Sharon's this genius, only. I might ask him as well because I need to know. Coach David, are you going to speak to us today? It seems like we're not in luck. Let's go to Alexis. Alexis, if not charitable donations, what are we going to sell our books on? What's your considered advice for our authors here today?
Oh, that's tough. Let me think. Well, selling for charity is difficult. You really have to embrace a different point of view, marketing tactics, and realize that I don't know if it's realization. Look, what are the people getting out of it? Is it really telling about your experience? Is it telling about the charity? What kind of a book is it? It just can't be emotional. And again, my thought is if you're going to write a book to raise money, whether it's for yourself or your family or just for the glory or for charity, sell the book. I just feel selling the book and then designating the charity. And my experience, and this was a while back, I don't know what it is now because I didn't venture forth, was I wrote a book, small one, and where it was published, there wasn't good marketing there at all. That was a while back. And they had this opportunity to designate towards charities, and it would be, you could either designate one if it was on their list or just let them pick it. And the amount of money was 0.5%, 1%, and 1.5% to go to the charity. I don't know if it's different other places or what, but I do know that that's an awful little amount of money. What if you say $10 was your book? Well, what's 1%? 10 cents? Something like that. So how many books would you have to sell to make an impact? And that would take really great marketing. So again, I just think sell your book. And the other thing is, here's an observation that came to me while I was speaking. Have you ever seen ads on TV, whether or email or on social media or get it in snail mail? There's a charity, and if you donate X amount, you'll get a t-shirt, X amount, a sticker, and sometimes X amount, you get this great book that somebody wrote. So I don't know if the book's the seller. I'm not sure if I'm answering the question correctly, but those are my thoughts at the moment.
You're answering the question beautifully. The question I think, on your last point is how many of you here buy that book or put your money down because of that? Because you can get the book and support the cause. That's the question, Alexis. And I think we'll find many people don't put their hand in their pocket.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Not many people would, especially if you're an unknown author. Um, I think people are more inclined just to give to the charity if they want to. And, they'll send you, charities will send you things. And honestly, when you get these items, do you really use them? I use the notepads because I have an obsession with
Yeah,
making lists and
you know,
throwing them away.
some
That's it.
people love some people love that dopamine hit. They love that hit of thank you for support. Are you with me? They love to receive something in the post, for example. And I don't. I hate getting things in the post half the time. It's
But are
normally
you going to
bill.
read the book? Are you going to read the book? Are you
No.
donating for the book, or are you just donating to the cause? And are you really going to read the book? I don't always, because
Yeah. No, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I think that, again, we'll learn from you, Alexis. I think the money that these charities make on the back of an author's royalties are tiny.
yep,
That's why I donate to charity directly. I'm not going to sell. I'm not going to donate because you give me money to. And the amounts you mentioned, they are astonishing, right?
yes.
They're peanuts compared to. You might say something's better than nothing. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. If you want to give to charity, if I want to give to charity, I give to charity. If I want to sell a book, I sell a book. Again, Alex has made a point. Sell your book. Make your book the star of the show. Make your book the thing it is, right? Make your book the thing that people are buying. The reason I say that is because you want to write a book, my friends, that your readers love. You want to write a book that solves someone's problem. And part of selling the book is building those relationships with people. Yes, and I know Jordan said SEO earlier. Now, look, throwing your book on a website can help, but let me tell you, most of your sales will come from the people that you get to meet and talk to. Maybe not one to one, maybe in a group, maybe they're watching a recording or something, but people get to see you, talk to you, and feel like they know you, and that you know them, that you care about them and their problems. They're the ones who buy your books, my friends. So write your book for people to solve their problem. That's the long and short of it. The way you do the online thing, that doesn't necessarily require you to build those personal relationships. I've used those words deliberately. You still have to build relationships with your buyers. You can easily have a blog, for example, where you share content with your readers, right? People will see that as a relationship with you. They will know that you care. They will know that you understand their problems. If you got a blog, that is dedicated to your book or your books. The simple rule is this. Much like a social media post, you can't post all the time about buy my book, buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. Don't do that. You're gonna have to make your content look natural. We tend to work with this rule of 10% of your posts of your blogs will be about buying your book. So you have to find the other 90% of content to talk about. That's not saying buy my book. It's about the things that your audience cares about, the things that your audience need help with, things that worry your audience, things that your audience might enjoy, might engage with. Something that helps them, right? That's how we tend to do book marketing, and not on the back of charity donations. If you're gonna write a book, my friends, I'm gonna use the words of Gary V. I know you like that. I know you like that, Michael. Gary V says you don't want your book to be an unwanted intrusion in your readers, potential buyers' lives. You want your book to be natural. Make it simple, make it memorable, Make it inviting to look at. Make it fun to read. Make it for your customer, your audience, not for yourself. Because when you jab, you're not selling anything. You are, you're not asking your consumer for a commitment. You're just sharing a moment together. Something funny, ridiculous, something funny, ridiculous, informative, dramatic, clever, heartwarming. That's how you sell books, not by writing for a charitable cause that you're not even going to be able to help.
Yeah, the one-legged elephant and the one-legged pony.
I
Yeah,
agree
I love
100%.
that.
Oh my God. Can't do that when I'm talking. Oh my God, that was awesome.
Anyway, I've done enough of my preaching today. Hopefully, now you take something away from here today, my friends. And I will thank all of you, who've joined us. I thank all of you, especially those who come on stage as well. Thank you so much. Alexis, thank you so much. Coach, even though we couldn't hear you. Michelle, you're a star as always. Michael, you're a legend. Joni, of course, and Selena, thank you so much, all of you. And everyone in the comments, I appreciate you more than you think. Hopefully, again, look, do go to the comments section of the event page and respond to people's comments. But they're the ones that they've made so far, new ones that they haven't made yet. New ones that are making the comments only. Don't forget Dr. Leslie's point. If you can tie your book launch to a holiday, to a moment in time, it might help people, especially if your book's related to that event. But ultimately, write a great book and do great marketing. That's how you're going to sell your books. So now those who can find a cause. Now, again, I don't want to ignore Joni's point about the tsunami. A lot of people have had experience with the tsunami. And I'm saying if that's the stories you want to tell, of course, make sure that the stories you're telling are going to help people. That gives us a very wide spectrum, a very wide range of things we're going to talk about, right? Don't just use a cheap, I'm going to give my money to charity conversation. It doesn't help. What's Theophany says, thank you everyone for your thoughts and insights. I have to leave. So much looking forward to being with you again soon. Wishing you a peaceful, relaxing, lovely weekend. Yay. I wish you all the same, my friends. Thank you so much, everyone. Michelle will talk later. Jonah will talk later as well. I'm sure Coach and I have a room later on tonight. Well, so we're going to talk about what is your prophecy? What is your destiny? What do the gods have in mind? What do gods have in mind for you? Do you even know what that is? Would you know how to find it?
That's big. That is really hot.
Join us. It's 9 p.m. GMT, whatever that means in your time zone. I know the US are a bit funny these days.
Yeah, I
You
guess
know
that's
what?
why Coach is resting.
No, coach is dealing with family matter. That's what he says he's doing. So
You want to know what's irritating about time over here right now is the state right next to me isn't the same time as I am. Because everyone decided they get to pick their time. And it's just like, you're kidding me. You're absolutely kidding me. So yeah.
So no, look, now again, this is one of course now with us in Europe, our clocks haven't gone forwards. We go forward on the 27th. That's why I just say my time, and let you
Oh
work
yeah,
out
but
your.
we didn't do that any.
Mm,
Some of us
mm.
went forward, some of us didn't go forward. So we have states over here. They're like, no, I still have an hour to get that in. Political people, I still have an
That,
hour according to my
that's
state to
crazy.
get that in.
That's
And
ludicrous.
the
You
other
can make
state,
that work for you if you like to go shopping in the other state. You know, if you're looking for some hashish, you can go get, and it's offered there. You can go get that.
Will they still be open,
what
Michael?
kind
Like,
of state do
really?
you live in that has hashish in
I'm
it?
saying, no, really. I mean, it's a question. Would your Walmart still be open if they close at 10 o'clock, Michael? Right? And you live in the next state, would their Walmart really be open?
Yeah,
Really? How
No, our
strange.
Walmart closes and opens when it wants to here in Fallon. It honestly does.
That's even more weird. Look, my friend,
No,
we can't
at
be here
11,
all day.
What state is that? What state is that?
it's Nevada. You know what?
Oh, good
Rural
grief.
Nevada.
Nevada. Uh-oh.
That sounds worse than Missouri. Oh my gosh.
You have
You
no
guys,
idea.
I'm in
If you
Arizona.
yeah. Oh, see, then you probably, oh, you feel me? You feel me, Arizona. I know you do, because we're a lot alike.
Look, I'm
Mm.
originally from the beach in California, but I've been to Nevada so many times. And of course, now I'm in Arizona. So, yes, I do. And Arizona does not participate in daylight savings time. So, you
See,
never know.
Nevada does. And I
How
don't understand
weird.
why.
Look, I said, I'm in Europe. I'm thrown already because, when I try to call my American friends, when I try to call them to events, for example, the time is just not, it's not what it was 2 weeks ago. You're all different times. How can that be? We can't operate like that.
I
Don't know
don't
why.
We have
either.
4 different time zones. They say 3, but it's really 4. And then
Yeah.
Arizona just blowing in the wind.
That makes
Oh,
5.
yeah.
That makes 5, Alexis. That makes 5.
Oh, try living in a
That's
24-hour
true.
state.
See,
You
no,
know,
I ignore mountain time because I just don't understand it. I don't know where it fits. It doesn't
There's
fit.
Eastern, Central, Mountain, Pacific, and Arizona.
Yeah, mountain
Excellent.
time fits in Montana. That's where it
Yeah.
fits in Montana.
see, I don't, want to know what I decided to start going by is whatever stock market is 24 hours, and that happens to be the UK. So I go by UK standards because
Excellent.
you know what? I don't even know what time to go to the bank here anymore. I knew it used to be if you don't get your checks in by 4 o'clock
Mm,
on
mm.
East Coast time, it
Eastern
was,
Standard Time. It's horrible. I
I
go
mean, I
by
had it.
UK time because we're 8-hour difference. So that's kind of how I know because it's kind of
It
more
was
stable.
And every one of you that gets anywhere on the right time, I take my hats off to you, and I'm forever grateful to you. I mean that sincerely because it's such hard work. Now, when I have time to go forward, at the end of the month, I'll feel better. At least I know where I am, and I come in relative to where you are,
When I
Alexis.
came to the United States,
Mm.
my timing got screwed up big time.
Yeah, I can see how. I can see how. I can see how.
you try living here.
Look, look, I think Henry's points. People in 2025 are exhausted by 2 holdover claims from the 20th century. That's actually lies. You need to meet him to understand what he's talking about. Henry will talk about this lie that our language has no truth, and this lie that our life has no meaning. You might think, what is he talking about? Then you work out he really has got a point. He's
Spirits. He's
he's
talking
asked,
about spiritual matters.
no, he's a doctor. He's a scientist. He's a cancer doctor.
Yeah, yeah, but
I've met him, so I know.
the way I read it, it's spiritual matters.
No, no. Maybe, but my understanding is that it's based purely on how we are taught the world works in terms of science. Not going spiritual. I mean, the science that we live by, that's wrong in itself. But
I know it's
you
screwed
have to
up.
mean to
Yeah, I know
understand.
that it's totally and utterly screwed up in terms of the science part of it. I mean, I could agree. Um, and then there are other avenues on what kind of science we actually should be learning. And so that's something that he needs to articulate. What exactly is he talking about?
If you meet him, he'll explain it to you very simply and in the way that I got right. The issue with now, not the issue. The challenge Henry has is that his organization commits not to speak in public.
And
If
that's a
Annie
huge
cannot
problem.
explain it to me, then he never got it, right?
I,
Isn't
I,
that
I,
what
I, I can
happens?
explain it to you quite easily. I say we'll have to talk later on. I don't want to bore everyone here. If anyone wants to understand it, okay, I'll live into a room because I like Henry that much to explain to you.
Yes, that I like. Do a room.
But he won't be there. Yeah. Anyway, thank you
I
so
guess you
much.
also
No,
want to speak for him.
wouldn't yeah, I could, and I would have to, but I don't like to. Look, and I'll talk to him again and make sure we frame the conversations that way I don't misrepresent his line of thinking. But his line of thinking is very logical, and it's very fact based. It's very, it's once you hear it, you get it. If you've done science at school, you suddenly, you understand. You'd be like, no, Henry, I see what you mean. Until that day comes, it sounds like a vague idea, but no, he believes strongly what he's talking about. He's even written books about what he's talking about. So we'll get to that in good time. Christiana and Coach, you found your way. Coach, you came back as a real you, not the fake you.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Christiana, we'll see you too. It must be my birthday, right? It's my
Hello.
Hello,
Yes.
guys. Hello, everyone.
So,
am I audible? Can you hear me? Am I audible?
How are we doing?
Loud and clear. Don't both talk at once. All right. So let's go to Coach. I come to you, Christiana. So, Coach, I know you made a comment that I thought, but so what's your take on this selling your book on the back of charitable donations?
Well, at the end of the day, you must sell your book anyway. And whichever route you choose, it's a matter of think through and strategy. It's a matter of strategy. It's a matter of think through. And any one of them can succeed. Michelle, good to see you. Alexis, Christina, Michael, you guys are super. Good to see you guys.
You're super too, Coach.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Good to see you.
He's
Sorry,
awesome.
I'm sorry I missed you. You kind of you kind of took off in the other plane.
Same here. Thank you so much. So at the end of the day, you must have a strategy to sell your book. And selling for a cause is a good way. And if you have inroad, yes, you can sell. But what would be wrong, or what will not make sense, is for you not to believe in the cause and then you want to take advantage of the cause. You're not somebody in that line of persuasion. You don't like it. You just want to make money. So there's no need to lie. There are many ways of selling your book. Go straight to what you want to do. But if you're passionate about a cause, then please, by all means, follow that route. There are many routes to the market. But if you're not passionate about the cause, you just want to use the cause, that's the first fundamental error I think I've seen. Because at some point, you're going to get tired of the cause. The cause is on people's lives. You will soon you burn out internally. Somewhere you run out of steam. Having a book already, every book comes with its own audience. That's my thought. Every book on the planet comes with its own audience. Just look for your audience and you're fine. And then you'll be fine instead of trying to dodge or, take somebody else's, line of stuff. The second thing I want to think about is research. There is always someone. Someone went to Oprah show, and on that day, he sold literally 800,000 copies on one show on one day.
How?
Oh yeah. People were watching Oprah, and Oprah spoke about the book. Oprah said the book changed her life. The book did this, and there are people who've gone on Oprah show. Their books typically sell heavily. I know a pastor in Nigeria who announced, if I stop doing it, he announced on Sunday. He mentioned a book. He quoted a book in his sermon on Sunday, and on Thursday evening, the publisher of the book wrote him an email saying, thank you, they felt sales. And many people said he came from his sermon on Sunday. His church is 50, at that time was 50,000 members. He just simply mentioned the book and spoke about the book for less than a minute. And people began to order. First of all, by Tuesday afternoon, there are orders all over the world were done. That is, they could not meet demand. This is before the Amazon days. And then another 2 days, he got the email from them saying, thank you. They have backload of order. So there are people that can mention your show, mention your book, and you're good. Just imagine Barack Obama goes on CNBC and mentions your book as something that inspired him, you're going to feel the sale. You will feel the sale. You will feel the sale. So there are many channels of selling. There are many opportunities to sell. There are many partnerships to explore. There are people looking for genuine authors. There's room for genuine authorship. There's a whole body of knowledge around authorship, which I know any knows. There are conferences where they are doing book authoring brokerage, selling brokerage, where you have Chinese publishers come and meet German publishers. They're all over Europe. They are in America. There are people that make authors famous, like any. The United States full of them, state by state, county by county. They are everywhere in the world. If you want to go to the, let's say you're an English author, you want to go to the French sector, you want to have followership in German, the opportunities are plenty. There's no need for any underhanded thing. There's no need to be cagey. You don't believe in a course, don't bother. But if you believe in a course and it's your course, hit it. That's my counsel.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm going to church tomorrow. No, I'm going to Oprah tomorrow. I'll try. Maybe if I find if I can get Trump to say a word or two.
The show is no longer existing. The show is no longer existing. Oprah stopped that show, you remember?
Now you tell me the bad news. Damn.
Coach, he said that he's going to go see Oprah. So he has
okay,
right?
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
You have a phone number.
Thank you for that. She has a phone number. Yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you. Christiana, what's your take? What's your take on that conversation?
Do you know, Coach, thank you for breaking that down. And I do agree with some of the things you said. And there is power in influence. That's what I'm going to say. There's power in influence, who you connect with, who you build relationship with. You know, it might take that one person that can sell your whole load of book. Your truckload of book could be sold by just one person, right? You could be trying to go everywhere and there and everywhere to sell your book, but that one power, that one influence can bring the people to you as opposed to you chasing the people to buy your books. When it comes to attaching good causes to a book, personally, I have no issue with it, but you have to make that clear. And I don't know, I can't remember who it was that mentioned just what charities or who you're choosing to support gets per percentage of what you're offering or what you're willing to offer from a book sales. We've got to think about it. Why are you doing that? What's the purpose of you wanting to attach that? Is it for the sake of selling books? You know, I don't agree with naming a good cause that really isn't, that follows a different intention. What is your intention? Is it a genuine intention to want to sell a book and truly support a good cause? Or are you attaching a good cause with the hope that you're going to sell a really good book, right? What's the relevance with the book and the cause you're trying to donate for? Because in many cases, that is exactly the reason why people will buy the book. Say, you know, this is good cause, and it's also about what you're supporting. The two go hand in hand, they tie nicely together. I'm not saying that's always the case, or that should always be the case. You might be somebody who is writing a book, but you've experienced, you know, a positive, something positive from the charity you're choosing to support, and you just want to support them because of your goodwill. Ultimately, that for me is okay. I have no issue with tying good causes and selling of books, but they have to be genuine. It's when they're not genuine that the suspicious fingers and suspicious eyes and suspicious wagging of tails comes out. We have to make sure that we are doing these things really for the right reasons, not for, I don't know, tax evasion and all the above other reasons why people do these things incorrectly or inappropriately. So that's my take that's my input for this topic. It took me forever and a day to get on this show today. I was very blessed that I kept getting thrown out. Yesterday wasn't as bad but today it's been interesting. Coach David, I won't blame you for it. But after we spoke, I couldn't get on again.
Wow. At least you're here, so that gives me hope. Look,
Yes.
I agree with both your points, and I agree that if you support a charity strongly, then mention it. I guess my point doesn't change. People ultimately don't care about your support for a charity. What they care about is the book that they want to read. And you mentioned it there, Christiana. A good book starts with now focus on writing a good book
Mm-hmm.
and then market the good book cleverly. Coach mentioned influencers can help. Of course, they can. They're going
Yes.
to find the right ones. But many influencers will cost you a lot of money. Who said that? Yeah. Anyway, they're not free, right? But write a good book, market your book properly, and people will buy your book.
And it
That's
can
a,
help you. That's why he's a
that's
godfather.
I certainly can. I can make it. Why? I guarantee to make your book a bestseller.
And before you
And
get it to any, I can help you to edit it. So there you go.
Yeah.
you
I
know,
guess I
Very
guarantee.
good, Joe. No,
you have the complete package. And let me just say one thing. Just at what Christina said, the idea of a book is, sorry, I bought into you guys. Sorry about that. It's
That's very
It's all right.
best. It's not best writing author. It is best selling author. Although sales is engineered right from writing, there's a way you can conceive a book from a sales standpoint,
Mm,
from the way the receiver would begin with the end in mind, like Stephen Covey says, and then you
mm-hmm.
can easily engineer a best written material or a best selling material before you get to the point of selling. There's a way you can design the journey of the consumer right from writing. And the other thing is that, anyway, we should not be debating this. It should be intuitive that passionate groups, it's a valid question. Who are the passionate groups about my book? What is the
Yeah.
total
Yeah.
addressable market size anyway? Who's also interested? I mean, Christiana always talks about postpartum depression, all those things. There's a whole community of women and men in that category. That's
Yes.
why you should do that analysis before you hit the studio to start writing.
I
And
agree.
the other point I'd like to make is, at the end of the day, I don't think anybody tries to write for a cause and it will not fall through the cracks. Something will happen along the line. The systems of the earth have a way. Um, there's a guy who wrote a book about David and Goliath and how you can take on
Yes.
giants. I think Malcolm Gladwell.
Mm-hmm.
His first set of books were fine, but that particular book, something happened, and that book destroyed his writing career, in quotes. People came at him heavily. He was speaking to a sector and some stories, was trying to use a Christian metaphor. And then he debunked the fact that Goliath was a well-trained general, that maybe Goliath was someone that had health challenges. That's why David could overcome him.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it shows he wasn't passionate about Christianity or the Christian faith enough to not use that metaphor because they came at him. I mean, including atheists, agnostics, everybody came at him that no, that's not what the history book says. So if you go and write, even using an illustration from an area you don't know too much about, or a metaphor that's offensive to a group, can kill your book. Talk less of you don't want to write for a charity you're not passionate or you don't know enough about. You really may take a gun and just shoot yourself in 2 foot, because that may be the end. Because a book is a public material. If you're not grounded in that area from a passion perspective, maybe you should not write about it. If you've not done your homework about that area, maybe you should be careful about writing because you can run to many problems.
I agree. Don't write about what you don't know about. Don't be doing that. This is not public speaking. Don't speak about what you don't know about because you get found out. You'll be exposed in good time. You'll be exposed sooner or later. You know.
It's like
Um,
it's like an orange trying to become an apple. It
yeah.
doesn't work.
The one-legged donkey. That one.
Do you know what I was behind the scenes chuckling away thinking, what is this with the donkeys? And the elephants with three legs.
Charity. You
Guys,
care,
stop
Christiana.
making
You're a
fun of the
kind
one-legged
person.
donkey and the one-legged elephant. Those are good
Look,
stories.
Tammy. Look,
Oh my
no,
goodness.
Tammy, you're the most important person right now. Some says, God bless. I'm reading Let Them from Mel Robbins. Super advice. And I believe she tells us how she marketed her book and her journey to the success of the book. So can we discuss how it became so successful? Tammy, I'll connect with you. I'll DM you. Let's talk. Let's find a line of conversation that our friends can benefit from. If we can find that, then let's do a room. Why not? I wanna talk. I like to talk real talk. So let's learn from those who've been there, those who've actually done money and made money from their books. That's what book to business is, my friend. Go on, Alexis, please.
Oh, Ari, I didn't know when this was going to end. I was just going to say I need to go have a couple other things to do, but also want to.
We're going now. We're going now.
Okay, I
too.
Christina on LinkedIn, so.
Yes, I will respond, Alexis. Good to hear
Thank
you here.
Take care.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Make sure you come to Coach David's events later on, the prophecy conversation.
What time? 9 p.m.
9 p.m. UK time.
I'm going to be cooking my soup at 9 p.m. I'll be cooking while on board.
Yay! That soup's coming to me, by the way.
Well, send a link and I will try and correlate the times.
All right.
I'll send you all a DM with the link for sure.
The beans is all done.
I'm big on prophecies.
Christiana, we're talking. Christiana, you have my ears.
For finally, any
Christiana, I'm listening.
Beans is all done, Annie.
Yeah, tell me more. How's it getting here?
I'm not telling you how it's getting here.
Yay! Yes, you're on big screen. Only you, because you're the important one as we're talking, right?
Is it just me? Where's everybody else?
When you mention beans, Nigerian bean stew, come on now. I'm here. I'm listening.
Are you putting me?
Everyone else can go to sleep. Christiana, it's only you and me.
Where are you? There, I can't see you.
I'm still here. Don't you worry. I'm right here. No,
I cannot see you. Let me see your face.
So we have a plan or not?
We have a plan with. We do have a plan. I'm not telling you my plan live on this show.
Okay. I will DM you. Well, WhatsApp afterwards and work it out. I'm excited.
Okay.
I'm excited. Yeah, Nigerian bean stew is the best thing in the world. Well, apart from what you see. Everything else.
My Nigerian beans is the best thing in the world.
It is.
You would know that because you had it.
Yeah, yours is definitely legendary. It's worth writing home about. I'm telling the world.
My phone's about to die.
Yeah, so we're about to go.
My car's about to be late, so I'm going to go pick him up. See you later.
Thank you so much, everyone. They're back again in 2 weeks.
Bye, Coach. Speak to you soon.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye, friends. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Global.Media.com and celebrate it with or without champagne or rum. Achieve success with Global.Media.